0 to 60 can define a performance car, but it's the fastest 60 to 0 that's the aim of Tarok's brakes. From road cars to race cars, circuits, special stages, or the autostrada, nothing reduces speed like Tarok's brakes. Italy gave the world the art of Da Vinci and Michelangelo. Tarok's has given drivers the art of stopping. For more information and to acquire your own masterpiece, visit tarox.co.uk. Yes, it's me, Mark Stone, and this is the Backseat Driver podcast. It's the fastest, it's the friendliest, and it's for all the family. The Gas Shocks 116 Trophy and 120 Coupe Cup are the fastest growing race series in the UK, taking in 6 one-hour races and 8 sprints at all the top circuits. Visit 116trophy.com to find out more and get yourself behind the wheel. From a pot of tea to TT motorbikes. From a classic English breakfast to a full serving of classic cars. Bridge House Tea Rooms is the Northwest premier classic car meeting location for cars, bikes, tractors and owners clubs. So no matter what your automotive appetite might be, visit Bridge House Farm Tea Rooms on their Facebook page or call John and Alicia on 07980 444 221 for show details and to reserve your own table and parking space.
Some of you may remember the Skipton Car Show, and regrettably, it didn't die a death, but it went into the background for a little while. Well, it's back, courtesy of Mark Dale, who I would like to introduce to the Backseat Driver. Mark Dale, welcome to the Backseat Driver.
Hello there, thank you very much for having me.
Now, the Skipton Car Show is back. The 4th of June, that's the first Sunday in June, and it is open to basically all types of cars. Classic cars, interesting cars, sports cars. If you think your car is interesting, bring it along.
Pretty much, yeah. We've sort of put an outline of really vehicles over 20 years old, just to try and bring a bit more of an age-related sort of thing in. But we've said anything that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, and it's worked. There's a whole range of cars there, from American cars to classics to vintage to what I grew up with, which I thought was absolutely normal. So things like an XR3 and an XR2 and things like that.
You're reminding me of my youth.
Yeah.
When my dad owned them.
Yeah. They were mass-produced. They were cheap. But now they're worth a small fortune.
Yeah.
If the ones that are coming, as I've read on the notes that people are given, they're immaculate or they've been highly modified, they're amazing.
And you also realise back then Ford did not build cars to last, because a lot of them have returned to Mother Earth.
Yeah, I think that's where they've had a good bit of rust proofing and stuff like that.
The Cybart, as it used to be back then.
It's Cybart. What's it now? It's
Underseal.
wax oil.
Light oil, yeah. But it does work. But it's like I said, they didn't build them to last. I think even the great RS 2000, if you got 10 years out of them without opening door and falling off, you'd done quite well out of things.
Yeah. I think when you look at picking on Fords at the moment, but when you look at the build quality of the old Escorts, like your Escort Mexico and things like that, and your Mark 1s and your Mark II Escorts, they were quite solid metal, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could feel it. You could feel like, solid metal. It even looked solid. Whereas like now, your mass-produced cars from, I don't know, I suppose, early 90s or something, they just don't seem quite as strong, do they?
They build them out of plastic now, don't they?
Yeah.
It's so if you bump one, it just bounces off. That's the general theory. Now, what happened with the Skipton Car Show? Because, like I said, it was a thriving show, and then it tailed off.
Yeah, it was a brief potted history. There was a good man called Jason who started it up just to create a show for Skipton with the support of Skipton Town Council and Skipton Bid, which is the Business Improvement District. He started it up with the thought process in 2014, did a year of planning, ran it 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, decided he himself wanted a bit of a break in 2019, and then was aiming to return in 2020. And then the dreaded COVID appeared, put a stopper to that. Same with 2021, put a bit of a stopper to it. And he intended to come back in 2022 with it, the same date, the first Sunday in June. Well, then this, our good old Queen was having her Jubilee.
Yeah.
And so it clashed with a few events in Skipton. Most other events were put on hold for the Jubilee weekend, so the car show itself was. And Jason then, he'd had a few sort of changes going on, and he decided that he didn't want to carry on running it. So he offered it out to the community of Skipton to see if somebody wanted to take it on. It posted into your local Facebook group for Skipton. Said, yeah, this is me, I've done this car show, it's loads of work, but it's really interesting. Who would like to take it on? I saw that post, and I read all the comments on the post, and although I'd not been to the car show myself before, I sort of thought there's a lot of good feeling about this, a lot of goodwill.
Yeah.
Loads of people were all commenting saying, oh, it was a great show, that, a really good show. Yeah, hope it comes back, hope someone takes it on. But there's no one that actually offering to take it on.
Well, I think the thing is, when you do something like this, there's a lot more to it than just saying, come and park your interesting car here.
You're telling me. Here I am, 3 or 4 weeks away from it, and yeah, there is. And I was realistic about that. I've been doing events before. One of my job roles, if you like, is events managing. I run community events. I'm from Settle, so I ran a lot of community town events in Settle, ranging from the Christmas light switch on.
Because the other thing, just putting in, you are a chef.
I am a chef.
You are a trained chef.
I am a chef by trade, but I've come out of the kitchens full time and now do demo cooking at shows and events. So I do event management with chefing involved.
Yeah.
So I classify myself as a chef and an event manager. A bit of a.
Are you going to be doing any cooking at this show? Is there any decent grub going?
There will. There'll be some burger stalls and some pizzas.
Yeah.
And some sort of gourmet cafe stuff. And then all the high street shops and sort of eateries will be open. So hopefully they'll be having food that people can take out and things.
Now, the one thing about Skipton is being a traditional market town, and I say that because of its layout. Skipton lends itself to these types of events, doesn't it?
It does. And it's got a market square. Well, it's not square, it's an oblong.
Yeah.
I think his official term is a high street.
Yeah.
Of course, topped by the wonderful Skipton Castle, a roundabout at each end, and then in between it's got 2 sets of cobbles, one either side of the road.
Yeah.
So it's quite handy.
So what is the format going to be for this?
Right, well, we're closing the road, top and bottom, from both roundabouts, and then the cars are going to be coming in. When they arrive, we'll come in at the middle. We'll get them all parked up before 10 in the morning.
Yep.
And then public will be able to meander in. And we're going to park all the cars relatively close to each other in no particular organisation, just as they come in. So if people want to come with their friend with another classic car or another vehicle or something, they need to come together and they'll get parked together.
Right.
But for the customers, what we figured is that lets people wander around the show and they're actually seeing a different type of car in every little place. So rather than if we put all the MGs together, for example, people would either flock to that section if you're an MG enthusiast, or they'd avoid it if they're not interested. Yeah, and so what we do instead, what we're doing is we're mixing all the cars up.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a section for.
So it's a mixture of makes, a mixture of ages, a mixture of styles, and everything else.
Yeah. So you might get a Ferrari parked next to a Beetle, parked next to an XR2, parked next to an American sort of like Cadillac.
Yeah.
Parked next to Trotter's
independent
trading 3-wheeler. Yeah, which we've got coming. So yeah, those are all cars we've got coming. We've got a guy with a trike coming as well. So yeah.
So I mean, are you having car clubs? Or you said you're not, like, to use MG as an example. And the great thing about MG is there's a lot of them.
Yeah. Now, when I took this over from Jay, one thing he said is that he didn't allow car clubs.
Yeah.
So when I started, I thought, well, because I run a car club myself, I run the Mitsubishi Pajero Owners Club.
If you're wondering, Pajero, it's a Shogun.
It's an imported Shogun, yeah. And I thought, well, I know how it can be. if we went to a show, we could take 20, 30 vehicles.
Yeah.
Well, I've only got limited space here. I've got limited space because of where we're at on the high street. I've only got space for about 200 vehicles.
Yeah.
So Jay's policy of not having car clubs, I could understand.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've asked car clubs to express an interest in coming, and then, and this isn't official news yet, but it is now, and then what they can do is they'll be directed to the closest car park to the show. They're not actually going on the high street, they're going on the town.
So like a Skipton Building Society, because I know
They're even there, close to...
Oh, close.
Yeah, they're going on the public car park.
The only reason I mentioned that is whenever I go to an event in Skipton, I always seem to end up at Skipton Building Society car park.
No, they're going on the town hall car park.
Yeah.
But just parking up on normal car parking fees, because if I'd had to hire the car park and get exclusive rights,
Yeah.
it would cost a small fortune. So instead, if you arrive early in the morning, they'll get prime spots on there.
So they all got to make sure they've got a pound coin in their pocket.
Yeah, basically. They park up, they can stay with the vehicles, they can, if you come with a car club with 10 vehicles, we can have one person stay and look after all 10. So,
Yeah.
But I'm pretty assured that the quality of people who come to the show, they're not going to come and trash anyone's car. They're coming for a purpose, they're coming to look at the cars on the show, and they appreciate the value of them and the effort that's gone into them.
So I'll be quite honest, I mean, my fancy car is a Morgan, and on nice days, I have the top down. And I'll be quite honest, I've parked up at car shows, roof down, bits and pieces still in the car, and it's never been touched, because car shows attract car enthusiasts. Most people will never dream of touching
Absolutely.
this car.
It's that respect, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the fact that your person alongside respects you, and if somebody did touch you, they'll have a word with them, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is. It's everyone's of a like mind.
Yeah.
Even if you're driving a car they hate, that they don't like, it'd be still.
You mean there's a club for those things?
None that I know of.
I was always stunned to go to one event to discover the Ford Orion Owners Club. I was quite surprised. Nothing wrong with the Ford Orion, but I was just stunned that there was an owners club for them.
Yeah, and there's an owners club for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, a few years back, I ran the four-wheel drive part of the Japanese Auto Extravaganza.
Yeah.
At Newark Showground, and some of the sort of basic Japanese cars there, like Nissan Cherries,
Yes.
Datsun Cherries.
Do you know there is only one roadworthy one of those in the country? Seriously, there is one roadworthy one. I think there's only about half a dozen 120Ys roadworthy.
Right. And back in the day, they were 10 a penny.
They were 10 a penny. People laughed at them. But now, I mean, they're seriously valuable. They're seriously valuable.
I had this conversation with my daughter. She's 21, and she went to a car museum in the Lake District. I can't remember where it was. But she was saying to me, when they were walking around the museum, there was cars there from the mid-90s.
Yeah.
And she said it was weird because, things like XR3s and XR2s. And she said that her and her boyfriend at the time said, what are the cars that we've got in production today that are going to be the cars that end up in car museums as showpieces in 20 years' time?
Yeah.
And I had this conversation as I was driving through to Bradford to a hospital appointment. And I started looking at the cars on the road and said, well, that's an interesting looking car. I said, but in reality, any car can end up being of interest.
Yeah.
Especially if it's kept pristine, if it's kept standard, or if it's highly modified. They've all got interest and value. I said, even now, your old bog standard Peugeots, an old 205, or like
You're a serious money. A GTI worth even more serious.
and like the old Astra GTE, or the old hot hatches are now worth stupid.
You tell me, when was the last time you saw a Vauxhall Nova? You never see a Vauxhall Nova. Admittedly, most of the boy races bought them and wrapped them round lampposts.
Yes. So I think there's only 4 left in the country. Yeah. So any car can have its value as and worthy of a showpiece in the future.
Well, I mean, there's the show down south, Hegarty's Festival of the Unexceptional. Well, I think last year, I might be wrong, but one year a Triumph Acclaim won it. Well, I mean, the Triumph Acclaim was despised in its day as being a Honda with a boot. and a Triumph badge on it.
Well, isn't after they followed up, after the Spitfire and the Stag, and then they come out with like an Acclaim. Great, here's a Stag, which is an amazing car, and then Spitfire, and then,
And a Acclaim.
Yeah, TR6, TR4, very nice cars.
And a Acclaim.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think the thing is with a lot of car shows now, classic or otherwise, it's the ones that's like we've just said, it's the ones that people remember. They were all over the place. You walk down the street and you see 6, 8, 10, 12 of them. Now you don't see a single one of them. And they're the cars that the visitors to the shows, you'll see them stop and say, I remember them. My next door neighbour had one of them, and it suddenly dawns on them that you don't see them anymore.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be a fast car, a high-performance car, or anything like that. It can be, as you said, cars that were basically mundane.
Yeah.
And the Japan, a few weeks ago I had a friend of mine and rally driver, Malcolm Graham, on, and he rallied a Datsun Violet.
Right.
Apart from the fact, as he said, it was the name that put a lot of people off. Everybody laughed. A Datsun Violet. And he went and won championships.
Did Datsun name a lot of their cars after fruits and vegetables?
Well, we got the Gerald, the Cherry, the Violet, the Laurel, and there was also the famous Cedric.
I don't know that.
Oh yeah, the Datsun Cedric. And Datsuns were built by Nissan, and it was only after a good few years that Nissan decided to drop the Datsun bit, which means little rabbit, and call them Nissans. But people laughed at them, and Toyota Corollas and things like that. And like the motorbikes, people laughed at them. They're not laughing at them now. They haven't laughed at them for a long while. But they introduced cars that were very basic. They had everything on them. A Datsun Cherry came with an AM or long wave, medium wave radio. Every other car you'd to pay extra for it.
Right.
With Datsun, it came fitted free. And it changed the entire concept for the British public, because look at what you get and look how much you don't pay for it. And the other great thing was, look how reliable it is, and it doesn't leak puddles of oil all over your garage.
Yeah, Japanese, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's like your involvement with the Mitsubishi Pajeros and Shoguns. Everybody said, you'll never take over from Land Rover. Well, I'm sorry, folks, they did.
Well, yeah, and now a lot of farmers' vehicles of choice is the Mitsubishi pickup.
Yeah.
Over and above the Land Rover.
And the Land Rover, the Toyota Hilux.
Hilux. I used to have Land Rovers myself.
Yeah.
But if you're ever repairing them, and your comfort factor in them is fairly low.
Yeah.
I just got fed up, and so eventually I just sort of thought, right, I'll buy a Japanese. And 2003, I got my first Japanese four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And I've had them ever since.
Are there likely to be 4x4s there? Are you inviting your club to come and put a display on?
Well, interestingly, a lot of the stewards are part of an organisation called West Yorkshire 4x4 Response.
Yeah.
And it's 4x4, West Yorkshire 4x4 Volunteers.
Yeah.
And they're a response group who help where needed by third parties, so people like the ambulances, hospitals, police.
Like in bad weather, when in bad weather it's something a doctor needs to get somewhere.
So they've got, for example, a contract. The link to this area is that they get loads of doctors and nurses to Airedale Hospital, which is what serves us, over winter. When it's snowy and icy, they're on call, and they'll put vehicles out and they'll work through the night and transport doctors and nurses. But part of what they do is they also want to raise awareness and fundraise. So they go to shows and events, offer their stewarding ability, and a lot of organised people with distinctive trucks, lots of orange flashing beacons as mice. A lot of them are tricked up for off-roading with winches and big mud tyres on and things like that.
Yeah.
So they're coming and marshalling for us.
Right.
They'll have their command unit there as well, which is in a van, which is where they have computer systems to run radio systems and that from.
Yeah.
And they're also bringing some four-wheel drives with a couple of unique needs cases for the event, because we also use those parked at the end of each part of the road
as roadblocks
to stop the threat of drive-in bombing.
Yeah.
It's part of the new health and safety stuff because, as with all events, we're having to cover off a lot of health and safety.
Yeah.
And since all the driving bombings a few years ago,
Yeah.
where people drive a 7.5-ton lorry into an event,
Yeah.
loaded up with bombs, they now want something substantial on all roadways in. So we're parking 1 or 2
Yeah.
big diesel 4-wheel drives there.
Right.
They'll all have orange flashing beacons on.
Yeah.
Guys with big yellow jackets on and all that, and they're going to be helpful stewards and everything. So, yeah.
You can't buy it there.
We've also got a fire brigade coming,
Yeah.
and they're cutting the roof of the car and showing all their cutting equipment.
Yeah.
So it shows what they do as in one of their roles as emergency services.
Yeah.
And the police are coming as well. Hopefully, we're going to bring one of their police cars so you can have a little look and flash the lights and get the sirens going. They're coming to spread the word about community messaging and stuff with the police.
Yeah.
So they're coming as well. So, yeah.
I mean, what is fun? I know it's not classic specific, but what is the car movement like in Yorkshire?
Well, I think there's quite a lot of sort of specific sort of niche clubs around.
Yeah.
So each club, like there might be a VW owners club nationally, and then they each have a little section, a regional one, and things like that. And I think that's quite popular. There's quite a lot of car meetups going on, not around this area, not around Skipton, but over towards Harrogate, Leeds, and there's quite a few sort of car meets, sort of going on cruises, things like that. Round where I'm from, round Settle, there's quite a lot of 4-wheel drivers go out around the green lanes.
Well, there's not being funny around the Settle. I mean, it's to a degree, it's like you were saying for various things. Certain of though there's a certain branch of the community hate them, in certain parts of the countryside and Yorkshire and things like that, a 4x4 isn't a luxury, it's a necessity.
It's the only way we get around for up to 6 months a year.
Yeah.
Any time between October and April, we can expect snow. And living in fairly upland areas, when it snows, it snows. So when you see the south of England with a bad snowfall and there's like 5 mil, up here we 5, 6, 7, 8 inches, couple of feet, something like that. Yeah, people that still get around. Yes.
So unless you've got to take a shovel to it, it doesn't really snow.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, most folks are still wearing shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah. How cold is it? Do I need my big coat on? Not yet. Well, there's only a foot of snow. So what time will it all start?
Right, it opens to the public at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And it closes at 4 p.m.
Right.
I mean, it's the high street, so there's no actual real closures because it's still a public high street. But generally, from 10 till 4 is when we're going to run it. And then from 4 o'clock, we're basically going to be opening the barriers, each end of the high street, and all the cars will file out. So it's an ideal photo opportunity at each end of the high street for someone to be stood there with the camera and filming or taking photos, and they'll see all of the cars filing out.
Now, given your celebrity connections as a chef, is there anybody famous turning up?
I can't divulge that.
All right.
You're coming, aren't you?
Apparently, no. Yeah, no, I said famous, not infamous. But I mean, what support have you got? Have you any good sponsors coming on?
Yeah, our main sponsor is Skipton Bid, which is a business improvement district. So that forms a pot of money to spend on promoting Skipton and running various events and keeping Skipton looking good and nice. And it's a pool from an extra bit of money that's paid by all the businesses in Skipton. Yeah. So in effect, all the businesses in Skipton are supporting this event,
right?
Through the centralised Skipton Bid. Yeah. So they've given us a grant funding to put the event on, bring it back. We've also opened up to a few sponsors. So I just need to confirm a few of those at the moment, but there'll be sponsors on the day as well.
So they give us a hint, then they can get a mention.
There's a couple of automotive ones. There's the chap from, I can't pronounce it, Ineos, the new Land Rover type vehicle.
All right, yeah, Ineos,
yeah. It looks like a different.
It looks like a Land Rover,
yeah. And Skipton Auto Services, they'll have a stand there with some of their classic cars.
Yeah.
The chap from Cap Suzuki Jeeps.
All right, they customise Suzuki.
They do customise Suzukis, but he's also got some private cars, and he's come in with, shall we say, some Cosworth type vehicles.
All right.
So yeah, and And then I've also got a chap, he's not sponsoring it, but he's also bringing a large coach, which has been converted into living accommodation, and the back of it has a rally car in it.
All right.
It has an old Lancia
Integrale.
No, I can't remember. Fulvia. Do you know? I can't remember where it is now. But anyway, so he's coming with his coach, with the rally car in the back, and he lets people go into the coach and have a look and see. So he's very hands-on, letting people have a little look at what's involved with having a race vehicle
and a rally team. Because a lot of people, I mean, I've had a few rally teams on and rally drivers, and there's a lot more to it than just turning up with your car. It is weeks of preparation, and then minutes while you wrap it round something, then you start again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is it your intentions, I conclude, to see how it goes this year and then keep it going?
Absolutely, yeah. And hopefully improve it like year on year.
Yeah.
Because for everybody it's a win-win. The bigger and better it gets, the bigger and better benefits for everybody.
Yeah.
For the visitors, for the people showing the cars, and for the businesses in Skipton.
Is there anywhere it can expand to? Because, like we said, Skipton is a traditional farmers' town, and the layout of it, I think when they designed it, they didn't have car shows in mind.
No.
But it was, shall we say, a stroke of good fortune that the layout of Skipton's main street truly lends itself to a car show and lots of other events, because Skipton's well known for its events, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It has various. It has big Christmas markets on. It has a sheep festival every year. They've got events down at the Canal Basin, which is in one of the car parks. I think one of the problems with the car show is that its capacity at the moment is about 200 vehicles.
Yeah.
That's what we can fit on. To expand the car show, you obviously need more space.
Because the thing is, what you don't want to do is say, well, the other bit of it's a 10-minute walk down there. They haven't to be divided, otherwise it becomes two events.
I mean, there is a car park behind the town hall, which would be ideal. However, then you're taking up car parking space for the town.
Yeah.
And if it's popular, the car parking space becomes a premium.
Yeah, because if you want people to come, they need somewhere to park their cars.
Now, one thing that Jason, who passed it on to me, said is that the reason that we get a lot of very nice vehicles come to the show is because a lot of these cars spend a lot of the time just in a garage. Yeah, and not getting dirty. They never take it out in the rain. And because we're on hard standing, we're not on a grass field.
Yeah.
They're happy to bring the vehicles to this.
Yeah.
So,
well, even not be funny, even if it rains, God forfend. But even if it rains, you're not going to get stuck, because I've been to events where I once made it's years ago this, I once made quite a bit of money one afternoon, pulling cars off of the showground.
why don't you drive the four-wheel drive?
With the old Land Rover lightweight.
I think we all have. Anyone with a four-wheel drive and a terror has made pulling.
Can you pull me off? Yeah, correction, I'll rephrase that. Can you tow me off? Yes, cross my palm with silver and we'll tow you off.
Yeah. So, yeah, if we need to look to expand, there's a couple of sites that can be used. That's been used for different events. There is a cattle market in Skipton, the auction mart.
Yeah.
And that's got a lot of hard standing at the back of there. But then there's show fields as well, the place where what used to be the horse trials used to be held there. Now the Skipton Food Festival down at Funkirk Farm.
Yeah.
But again, that's back onto grass.
Yeah.
So, but that allows you to hold a bigger event.
Yeah.
We could put fairground rides on and things like that there. So, yeah, there's options. And what we'll do, we'll see how it goes this year, get some feedback. Because I'm going to have the email addresses of 200 people who've showed, and I'll ask for their feedback afterwards as to how we think it's gone, how we can improve on it, what they might like to see, and see what happens.
Will there be entertainment? Because the one thing I've known about a lot of Skipton's shows they tend to put entertainment on.
Right, we haven't at this one.
Yeah.
We've got a PA speaker and a microphone for public announcements and safety stuff. But no, we're not actually having any formal entertainment. Again, just going back to let's see how it goes and see what happens, and let's pull it together a bit at a time and then see where we go with it.
And as a chef, what's the food going to be like? Because I mean, you're one of these that'll keep. I don't think you're going to be overly keen on a greasy burger, are you?
Well, that was one of the hard things for me. I would have loved to have catered here. Yeah, cause I've got some great food on, but I just can't spread myself too thinly on the job. Yeah. So we've got Oakley's are coming, which is local pizza place and gourmet burgers.
Yeah.
So they're coming with a vintage trailer. We've got a couple of ice cream vans coming, one being a local ice cream company, and then the other coming with some classic ice cream vans and Mr. Whippy.
Oh, right.
So he's coming with, I think, the 1950s type ice cream vans.
Yeah. Mr. Whippy was always unusual ice cream. It was like a thick cream compared to everybody else's.
Yeah, whereas everybody now has a sort of soft scoop. Yeah, all right, so yeah. So I specifically chose him because he's Mr. Whippy.
Yeah.
And because he's got the vintage vans.
Yeah.
We've got some coffee vans coming. I think we've got a converted horse box coming.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's got to be a Citroen H van. I mean, there's no show complete now without a Citroen H van.
it's like horse brasses and old pubs, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like street food festival. Right, get one of these old Citroens. Yeah. Is that corrugated iron on the chassis there, son?
I saw one a few weeks ago. I said, I conclude he's got a transit engine. Yes. It's the way these old H vans survive is by the modding, put a Ford transit engine in it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure whether this is a van that Oakley's are bringing, but they've got one that looks similar.
Yeah.
But I think he's imported it from China, and it's got an electric motor in it.
Oh, I've seen them. Yeah, it's a bit like the old Morris commercial. Somebody's done an electric one of these. It's unusual me talking about electric because I'm not a fan of electric cars, but I can't see anything wrong with electric commercials. I think they're a good idea. And the great thing is about electric commercials, it's like you just said, they're bringing them back to look like the old van.
Yeah, I think for promotional vehicles, I mean, like yourself, I'm very dubious about electric vehicles and the future with the infrastructure that's needed and all that. And anyway, but that's a different topic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got food offerings, but then don't forget all the high street shops are open.
Well, this will be all.
Yeah, so there'll be pubs doing pub food. Yeah, the restaurants can be doing their takeaways and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Coffee shops and things like that. There's a couple of ice cream parlours and chocolate shops on the main street. So yeah, so they can all be trading as well.
So, because Skipton has some nice shops on its main street.
Yeah, it has.
I can remember as a child walking up and down, it was always, winter time, it was always very evocative with Skipton's main street. And it was just Skipton's just a nice place to be.
It is, yeah. And I mean, yeah, I know that your radio coverage covers far and wide. So if anyone hasn't been to Skipton, just come along and, yeah, it's a free show, free entry. You can see some of the best cars in country that are held under wraps most of the year round. Some unique cars, and you visiting Skipton, you get a taste of what Skipton's got to offer. And, yeah, come along.
I mean, the great thing about this is I picked up on this through your Facebook page. I mean, the Backseat Driver covers events and people from literally all around the world. And this is the first time I've been able to promote something that's just down the road from Drystone Radio itself. So it's quite nice. And I was pleased to see it come back. So, I mean, what's the reaction of Skipton folk been? Do they know it's coming back?
Oh, they know it's coming back, and it's all been positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've had loads and loads of inboxes to me email and to me Facebook messaging, just saying, oh, great for bringing it back. I can't come this year, but look forward to it next year and all that sort of stuff. So, and that's what brought me to come to organise it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in a local community group, and when Jason put out that he needed somebody to take it on, loads of people were commenting about how good it was, how good a show it was.
Yeah.
And I just sort of thought, right, well, if it's got that following already after being away for 3 years, half the job's already done.
So if somebody wants to find out more about it, how do they go on about it?
skiptoncarshow.co.uk or at Skipton Car Show on Facebook. We've got a Facebook page there, and that'll let you know everything, really.
Yeah. Mike Dale, the organiser of the Skipton Car Show, chef extraordinaire and devotee of Mitsubishi Pajero. Thank you very much for joining me on the Backseat Driver.
And thank you for having me.
Rarely beaten on price, never beaten on service. Whether it's cars, bikes or commercials, Hoddy Tyres are the best in the business. And when it comes to tyre expertise and advice to supplying the correct tyres for your vehicle's specific requirements, nobody comes close to David Lakin and the Hoddy Tyres team. So give them a call on 01200 613 192 or visit the website at hoddytyres.co.uk.